No introduction needed. Welcome to MyTeam round 18 for qualifying at the Qatar Grand Prix. Time to quench our qualifying thirst after what feels like an eon. There's the sexy fox in the box once again. And let's see what we can get up to then. A 50% race at the Qatar Grand Prix. A brand new track on the F1 game, on the Formula 1 MyTeam Circuit. So it is absolutely imperative that we get good laps in, use all of our tools in our box to our advantage. Let's begin then. Q1. Let's see what we can do against the competition. Although I am running a very high downforce setup, so, well, in a straight line and potentially carrying that speed, I might suffer a bit as we head to the line. Across the line we go, and we're through to Q2. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Only a tenth, just under a tenth, off of one Charles Leclerc, the Monegasque man, already absolutely flying in qualifying. Q2 time as we toboggan down towards the start-finish line. Over we go, and we begin our Q2 lap. In towards turn 1, brake just before the 50 board, flick the car in. Hope you don't go at... Ignore. In fact, we're actually having a lot of understeer here, the speed not carrying very well. And again, we could be under threat here, just like in Q1 before. This could get tetchy. We're through to Q3. It wasn't even close either. This time, we're the only driver in the 1:19 19s, and 4 tenths almost ahead of our next closest challenger, Lewis Hamilton. But again, disappointing work from Oscar Piastri and Lance Stroll, both of them miles off their respective teammates. Everything in the pot has been combined. It has been mixed together into a concoction of, hopefully, pole position here in Q3. Here's a lap of the Lusail Circuit on board with yours truly. Into turn number 1. Can we keep it on the track? Yes, we do this time, and very well at that. Sweep the car out wide, take loads of the entry, and then plant the power down. The aerodynamics absolutely sticking us into the ground. The tyres biting into the bitumen beautifully. As through the right hand as we go, still keeping it within those track limits. Even a bit more time on the table as we now gather up our scraps through the hairpin and easily plant the power down once again. Those rear tyres will be screaming for resuscitation by the end of this lap. In fact, all the tyres probably will, as we almost balls it up on the exit there. Ignore that corner, but through the left-hander we go now. Pinch it in. The car darts in like... I've actually got nothing. Shut up, bozo! Through the right-hander, it's a purple sector 2. That's absolutely perfect. Exactly what we wanted to see. Verstappen briefly setting pole position, a 1:19.5. Leclerc with a 1:19.2. But we've looked imperious this weekend, and especially in that second qualifying session. And now with a purple sector to boot. Surely it's got to be pole position. We've used everything in the tank of the ERS across the line. The Energizer Bunny is weeping himself to sleep. It's P1. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's P2. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, we actually lost out to Leclerc. We were 2 tenths off. Oh, that's mightily embarrassing. That is mightily embarrassing. I'm gonna jump out of my window, actually. I'm on the ground floor, aren't I? For fuck's sake, man. There's not much else to say, really, actually. We're on the front row. Life is good. We're ahead of Verstappen. So let's go and get the big points, shall we? It's time for the sprint. No dawdling, only destruction here. 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go here in Lusail, and despite being on the mediums, it's actually an okay start. Leclerc immediately covers us off, though, and despite using ERS, we have no straight line speed. We try and find an avenue through, but it's not going to work. The soft tyres are going to comply so much quicker. We are playing the long game in this sprint race, which is our main objective, but it could cost us. Here comes Hamilton down the inside, and we hardly put up a fight. There's no reason to put up a fight. The more fight we put up, the less of a chance we have of gazumping Leclerc at the end. So we need to play this safe, and that's exactly what we've chosen to do. But it means now we're under threat from Verstappen here. And that could be catastrophic news. As to the end of lap 1 we go, we've actually kept up pretty well, all things considered, on our medium tyres. Across the line, Leclerc in the lead, obviously. Nothing else much happening, as apparently Mercedes is fighting an Alfa Romeo behind. Russell, you're washed, mate. However, we're soaking up the pressure with the sands of time, which doesn't really work because sand doesn't soak water. But anyway, that's not really the point. The point is, we are now a second ahead of Verstappen because him and Carlos Sainz actually were fighting away. And are going to, well, words, they're going to continue to fight away. Hamilton actually getting away from us. That Mercedes in race trim is so quick. Just like real life, really. The two drivers making the most of the machinery. The performance index might not indicate that they're the fastest car currently, but Aston Martin, who are the fastest car, haven't got a Scooby-Doo. While we try and solve the mystery of the medium tyres, there's a yellow flag behind us. It's a McLaren going slowly. And that looks like Oscar Piastri. Oh, dearie me. He has flaked and crumbled. The pastry man himself. His engine has given up the ghost only on lap 2 of the sprint. And he's out of this Qatar sprint race, obviously. He'll start from plumb last tomorrow. Lap number 2, almost lap number 3 of the Qatar Grand Prix. And Hamilton's going for a move round the outside of Charles Leclerc. Off he goes. Leclerc's made a huge mistake. Comes back on the racing line. We make contact with the Ferrari man's rear end. Getting all noshy on his toshy, and that is not what that's not what was in my script anyway. Driver in front, Leclerc doesn't have damage, I can confirm, but it's a catastrophic circumstance. Oh no! It's even more catastrophic for Fernando Alonso, who thinks full throttle was a great idea in the middle of a corner. His rear tyres are lit up. Unfortunately, he couldn't quench the fire early enough, and he's left very embarrassed and with egg on his face. Meanwhile, while all this was happening, the Monegasque man needs a mauling. As with DRS and a bit of slipstream, we're not even going to use ERS. The mediums are coming into an element of their own. Leclerc defending the inside. We switch it down the inside. Lovely little move on the Ferrari into P2 of the sprinters. There's a yellow flag behind us. I have absolutely no idea what... Oh my God, it's Verstappen! Oh my God, no way! Oh my God. This is it. This is the weekend. This is so important for us. We've had so many mechanical failures, things that haven't gone our way. This is the gift from the F1 gods, the championship leader out of this race. And what a potential gain we could make over this weekend. Voice break. I swear only pigeons can hear some of my speech sometimes. It's really quite horrible. But anyway, here's how things stand. Lap number 5, we have absolutely left Leclerc in our dust. He's having to sniff particulates, and Sainz is therefore having a second-hand particulate sniff as we head through the left-hander. Our mediums have absolutely hit that crossover point halfway through this sprint race. And that could be a big, big factor in the... Ignore. DRS on Lewis Hamilton, though, and the great thing about this is that we don't need to overuse the tyres. We don't even need to use our battery a heavy amount. We can just stay behind him, let him wear out his tyres, give him the psychological upper hand, and then when the time is right, like a big panther, we pounce and we prey as the predator that we are. DRS once again, lap number 6, going on lap 7, down the main straight we go. Both Ferraris can actually start to duke it out behind us as well. So it's just going to be the battle of the Brits out front. Again, we bide our time. Saving the tyres and the battery is key, as it will become the avenue to P1 in this sprint race. I have no doubt it. Nothing to see here. Remind me to up the track limits next season when we do Qatar, because I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing it back. I'm very sure about that. Through the right-hander, though, we have a 4-wheel drift through there. Great for style, but not great for abrasion on the tyres. But DRS, closest we've ever been. We've waited long enough, and it's our time now to conquer and thrive down the inside of the king. Sir Lewis Hamilton, we have dethroned him of P1. He might have the fastest lap, but position on track is ours for the taking. And now it's going to be an emulation on your screen of literally just how powerful this crossover and this compound of tyre is compared to those softs. As through into the left-hander we go, the gap already at half a second. The car still pinching into the apex beautifully, gaining just the 2 tenths through that one corner. Through the fast corners, it will exasperate the issue even more, being on those softs. And as we go through the right-hander, we are already outside of DRS. Oh, yes, and you know what that means. There's only one thing that can mean. Through to the fast-flowing final sector for the final time. Lewis Hamilton now almost 3 seconds behind us. A masterstroke of strategy. A perler in pace. We have been absolutely phenomenal. And yes, we had mistakes here and there. Yes, we were cooped up behind Leclerc longer than I would have wanted to have been. But it doesn't matter. Throw your hands in the air and celebrate. It's points gained on Max Verstappen. 8-0. The conquest to conquer the entire weekend has only just begun. P1 in the sprint race. Some phenomenal race pace from... Where did Ocon finish then? Where? P8. Okay, that's actually alright. I've got nothing to add to that. I would say give driver of the day to Nick De Vries for not coming last. But then there was no way he was going to come last. So he's still a raving fraud. Right, race rundown for us then. We won. This Giga Chad won again. The rest of the grid got combusted into thin air. There was nothing that they could do. Simply a great strategy to put the mediums on instead of the softs. Just, they died. They died basically halfway through, and there was no point at all. That on your screen, though, will be the grid, and Verstappen starts P21. This is it. This is the big opportunity we needed. So let's go get the win. It's race day.
Welcome back to Qatar. We had a year off due to a small footballing tournament in 2022, but it's back to Formula One right now. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Grim Reaper lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Perez, Norris, Ocon, Joe, Gasly, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Magnussen, Sainz, Stroll, Albon, Sargent, Doohan, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, De Vries, Verstappen, and Oscar Piastri. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Grim Reaper. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
By the end of this race, we could lead the championship. 5 red lights! Lights out and away we go in Qatar, and it's not a great start actually. We have to cut across to defend from Lewis Hamilton, but look at the straight line speed he has. Down the inside into turn 1, it's side by side with the 7-time world champion. We do manage to hold it round. The flowing nature of this circuit keeping us well in check. But down this straight again, it's our Achilles heel at the beginning of last race, and Hamilton's going to go again here. Actually, I really let him go there. There wasn't even much of a fight, but there's a big reason again for this. While the AI boost their battery into the depths of Narnia, I'm going to save my tyres and save my battery behind them while that opportunity is present. Russell's up into P3, meanwhile, on the soft tyres. Are you okay, mate? That's ridiculous. Anyway, in the slipstream we are then. Only 2 tenths the gap, but Russell, absolute nitrous on that, man. I'd love to know what Ellis... I can't speak. Anyway, let's just hope we never have to deal with that again. Oh my god, Russell's absolutely flying. As we head into turn 1, we nosh Hamilton's tosh. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I allow this on the internet. Luckily, no damage on our wagon, and we'll continue on our merry way, trying to hound the rear of Lewis Hamilton. Again, Russell with great straight line speed tries to go for a move. We do manage to cut it off as we have a replay of the start here. 5 red lights, away we go. It was actually, in the end, I know I said it wasn't a great start. It was actually quite a decent start. The initial output was fantastic. It's our straight line speed that absolutely ruined our chances. Hamilton immediately on the attack as we head into the left-hander. Luckily, the inside line is king, but then we remember how it went last time. We decide resistance is futile, and Hamilton comes surging past. It's actually, though, the battle behind I'm interested in. Russell not waiting around for 1 second on those softs. not going to be held up and pushed around by Charles Leclerc. Easily gets past before the hairpin. A great move there from Mr. Russell George. By the way, Sainz with grid penalties. Verstappen already up into 18th. My goodness me, how the hell did he do that? Well, 5 red lights, away he goes. And immediately, well, he's on the soft tyre, so that'll probably have some reason as to why he absolutely catapulted past a bunch of cars. Bottas being one of them, as round the outside of Albon goes Verstappen. Piastri there gets past everyone, but Verstappen there on the inside, trying to get past the McLaren. Man, he does so brilliantly. And Alonso stuck behind my teammate. Go on, teammate. P16 ahead of 3 heavy hitters and the front runners. You got a great race on your hands, my friend. No. Sorry to burst this bubble. Into turn 1 again. Russell again going for a move. What straight line speed from the Mercedes number 2 driver, as we have to defend, weasel our way around the outside once again. Hamilton? What the hell was that? I didn't take that much speed difference. Did he brake check us or something? That was crazy, and now Perez is involved in this little battle. This 5-car train, and we've got to get past Hamilton. We can't be waiting around, because Russell is going to keep piling on the pressure, and there are more cars in waiting. So through we go on Lewis Hamilton, down the inside, into turn 1. We lead the Qatar Grand Prix once again. And now our job is to just sail into the sunset, or rather be a phantom into the night, because there is no sunset to speak of. But we know how this song and dance goes. We know how it's gone recently when we've been in this position in P1. We've only won a single race. We haven't won a race in a very long time, since I think the Hungarian Grand Prix. So this is going to be our first race win in quite a long time. So, providing that we actually keep it together. But our straight line speed, Hamilton, who was 1.1 seconds behind, now half a second behind us. That DRS is stupidly quick. But while they may have wanted to cause me problems, they ain't causing nothing. Absolutely nothing. As we head through into lap number 7, the gap at 1.2 to Russell. On the softs, he's actually pretty quick, you know. I'll be honest with you, those softs are still working pretty well for Mr. Russell George. So, we could have a fight on our hands here, but as we head now onto lap number 8, nearly lap number 9, the gap now at 1.5 seconds. The crossover has easily gone through now, and we are going to fly through these corners in comparison, although we're inducing a lot of understeer, which can't possibly be helpful in the long run. We're just going to end up wearing the front tyres to no end, especially on that front left, which is so limited on this track, through this section in particular, as we go through a left-hander. Idiot. My explanation bollocking aside, through the right-hander we go. End of lap 11, the gap now at 2.4 seconds, and we are pushing like mad. You can tell we are sliding about. Probably not the most conducive way of keeping the competition at bay. It's actually, though, the cars behind that could get frisky. Hamilton probably going for a move on Russell soon, and Perez under pressure from Leclerc. The softs really dropping off like a stone in water, sinking like a brick. And as we head now onto the end of lap number 12, again, I was just about in track limits. If you get your magnifying glass out, I was pretty much in the track. Anyways, we're just over a third of the way through the Qatar Grand Prix. Fuel and tyre limited at the best of times, hence why we've got so much in the reserves. As someone's pitting, Russell already into the pits at the end of lap number 12. Well, surely that's going to be for a 2-stop then. Put another set of softs on or mediums and then go softs at the end. It'd be crazy to do a 1-stop. It's mediums for Russell. Well, I mean, if he took the softs 13 laps, he can easily take the mediums 16. But that is a very, very bold strategy indeed. My goodness me. Well, let's see what kind of progress this guy can make. Sharpest jawline in the game and possibly sharpest brain in the game as well. Easily gazumps Valtteri Bottas. New tyres versus old tyres. That's all of the confirmation you need. Like every single time we've done a MyTeam race, or every time the new tyres have been absolutely peerless. Through the fast section we go, though. This is lap number 14 now of this Grand Prix. Gap behind 3.3 seconds. And as you can see, that's coming down quite rapidly because Hamilton... Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, like I was saying, Hamilton is absolutely pushing like mad because I'm pretty confident he's going to come into the pits at the end of this lap. Yes, there he is, in fact. And so is Charles Leclerc. So we are left alone out front with our tyres needing an infirmary. 75% at the end of the last lap. We actually extend it for one more lap because we're going to come in, have fresher tyres than everyone else. Where tyre wear is such a limiting factor, we're going to have the best of them all. Into the pits we go. It's a purple turn-in. I don't know what you expected as we head into our pit crew who are going to wet... Oh my god, are you sick? You nonsense. You're all nonsense. I don't care. Get on a register. A register that says, don't ever work for me again. Everyone on that front left tyre. You have absolutely ruined the game for us. Out of the pits we go, blazing up the tyres. We've lost 4 positions. Nearly made that 5 as Gasly thinks he can hold this smoke. I say no, sir. Slam that door shut in his face. And it's an absolute catastrophe. P5, and had we not had the hold up in the stop, we could have been ahead of Leclerc. Hell, probably even ahead of Perez in this second stint with fresher tyres than everyone else. That would have been so vital. But as a result, well, I guess that just means, we've got to cook some fellows. Hello there, Charles, my chap. Almost round the outside of the hairpin. That was a torpedo sent from nowhere. Answers on a postcard. You cannot write this stuff. As through the right-hander we go. Look at how much grip and grit we have in this car. The tyres working immediately. And down the inside of Leclerc. Opportunism at its absolute finest. And the Ferrari man has been dispatched. Here, halfway through lap 17. Only, what, 12 tours? In fact, just under. Nearly 11 tours of this track to go. Perez, we need to get past as quickly as possible here. The man chasing us in the Drivers' Championship and our rival. We need to send a big statement. First class, gold standard, with premium shipping and delivery. On Sergio, DRS, we are close as can be. A nice little cinematic shot, side by side, all the way down the straight. Perez actually out-dragging us briefly, but that won't stop us. Down the inside of the Red Bull driver. The Mexican man has been minced, and we are through into the podium positions again. It looks like it's going to be the British connection. A 1, 2, 3 for the land of hope and glory. But we're not done yet. We are absolutely not done as we are out of Perez's DRS. Hamilton now pushing like a stabbed rat as he tries to catch up to his teammate on those mediums, which will be so extremely second-hand by the end of the race. I'll be surprised they haven't contracted pneumonia through the last corner here, and hopefully in the next couple of laps, we will be in DRS. Like now, for instance, lap number 19, and speak of the devil, we'll have some devilishly good DRS to deploy on Lewis Hamilton. We're nowhere near close enough to try and get him. We need to save our battery, if anything else. Which means, you know, not using it, you pillock. We're biding our time once again, though. We're able to save our tyres. Hamilton's pace is actually really good at the moment. Both of us collectively have caught 2 seconds to George Russell. Either he's saving his tyres a lot, or genuinely his tyres are firmly goosed. I have no idea what the situation is. Again, another half a second gained on Russell on this lap. Hamilton's done the exact same. But this time, crucially, we are much, much closer. And while we don't have a huge amount of battery, this is a good chance for us. A very good chance for us. A yellow flag ahead. There's a Haas. We don't care about that, because down the inside of Lewis Hamilton we go. We're going to dispatch of the Mercedes driver through into P2. And now the chase for George Russell can begin. The gap at just over 3 seconds, and suddenly he's pushing like mad again. I think he knows exactly what he's done. He's saved the tyres brilliantly, and he has enough in reserves to try and push it away from us. But that won't stop us. Lap number 22 onto lap number 23 of this Grand Prix. The gap at 2.4 seconds, 2.5 seconds, which is decent. It's very decent, but we need to continue eating away at that gap as much as possible. And as we go on to the next lap, it's another 6 tenths. Oh yes, we are absolutely flying out there. We are absolutely, we're cruising along like a comet compared to George Russell, who's piloting a space station in comparison. 2 seconds the gap again, now 1.5 seconds. It's this straight though, where we're losing so much time. That Mercedes car can just fly away into Narnia. And that's really not ideal or part of the script, because now that gap again was at 1.5, now at 1.9, closer to 1.8 thankfully. But it's in the corners where we can make up the deficit. That's exactly what we need to do. Now 1.1 seconds the gap. We are almost in DRS, so close to it, but we're just not going to get in. We can't get over that line. Russell just keeping us at arm's length, and that means he can get away more in that straight line. But the pace is encouraging, and Russell is being slowly but surely reeled in. End of lap number 27, and the big catch is in our sights. And I'm feeling like we can poach this position wonderfully. DRS open. Maybe don't deploy the ERS if it's the square root of nothing. Penultimate lap of the Grand Prix though, and we can continue to keep pushing Russell to the absolute edge, to keep finding that limit as through the first couple of corners we go. Again, a lovely little cinematic shot. Look visibly at how close we're getting to the Mercedes driver. Hamilton's nowhere near us, actually had completely no pace after we overtook him. No, I probably demoralised. That's the only thing I can suggest. But through the right-hander, 2/10 the gap. A chance did open up at the hairpin, but I'm going to bide my time here. There is an opportunity coming. I know there is. And if we stay well and truly right underneath George Russell's diffuser, we can demolish, conquer, and destroy every ounce of hope the Mercedes man might have had. And, well, there's only one set of people I blame for this stress. My pit crew. It's espionage again. I knew it. Ferrari's still trying to crush our hopes and dreams, and the best it could get them was 4th and 6th. So I think that's retribution at its finest, really. Meanwhile, looking down, Sainz has actually done really well to get back up to 6th. It's Verstappen, though, down in P9. Only 2 points to his name, and if we score the full complement of 25, well, who knows? We might just lead the Drivers' Championship, as here we go. The start-finish straight, the penultimate lap ends, the final lap commences. George Russell, time to crush him down the inside on the final lap. We're through into the lead of the Qatar Grand Prix. Yes, come on. Such a long-fought set of affairs, but once push came to shove, we finally reaped the rewards of our strategy, even if our pit crew didn't help.
You're all sacked. I'm doing it myself next time.
I must say, credit where credit is due to George Russell. Fought until the absolute bitter end. Left no stone unturned. Made it so tricky for me. But unfortunately, even all the tricks in his massive encyclopedia were not enough to thwart this tub of knowledge and pace. Through the left-hander, already out of DRS again. It's deja vu on the other Mercedes this time. 1.3 seconds, and through this fast-flowing section for the final time. We can soak it in. We can enjoy this to no end. Yes, we might not have the fastest lap, but with the pace that we've had, was there really going to be any other outcome? Was there really any chance that my competition stood? This plucky little team has helped me to infinite amounts of glory already. We're going for more. It's the win at the Qatar Grand Prix. We do everything we need to do this weekend. And with just a handful of races to go, it's game on against Max Verstappen, who does get driver of the day despite being bad. But my goodness, what a win!
They're heading to the top step. What a phenomenal effort from the team here in Qatar. That is a fully deserved victory. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race.
Sauntering out onto the podium with a hop, a skip and a jump. We are massive, ladies and gentlemen. It's another win in this MyTeam universe. We might actually have the most wins of any driver in the championship currently, which is just crazy to say. But I think we do. I think we genuinely have the most. Unbelievable. We have Miami. We had Imola. We had Monaco. We have this. We have Hungary. We have 5 at least. And Canada. We have 6 wins to our name now this season. If not potentially more as well. My memory escapes me, but there we go. Ladies and gentlemen. In fact, George Russell didn't get fastest lap. Who on earth did that? Was someone significantly further down? But anyway, P1 for us. Exactly what we needed. It was Piastri in the end, who had to make a very late pit stop. Must have got damage of some kind and, well, strapped on the sauce for a glory run because... Sorry, mate, but you're shit. Kudos to my teammate, actually. P16 and beat out the 2 drivers he needs to beat by default. Logan Sargent and Nick De Vries. And convincingly at that. But in the same car as me, he's getting 16th. I'm getting P1. I mean, the evidence is there, really. Should have done better. Ocon as well, by the way, had a huge car problem. As a result, he finishes P21. A terrible time there. But, ladies and gentlemen, oh, yes. We lead the Drivers' World Championship standings by 10 points over Max Verstappen now. After all of the hard luck that we've been dished out over the past few races, we finally, like I say, get that golden ticket. And once we grab that golden bull by the horns, we were never going to let it out of our grasp. We now lead. I can't believe that. We actually lead the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton is so close, by the way, to Sergio Perez. There's a big chance the Mercedes boys have something to say. Even Charles Leclerc, to be honest with you. Good Lord, that's unbelievable. Jack Doohan now ahead of Nick De Vries in the standings. Congratulations, my friend. It only took you way too many races. Sliding our way over to the Constructors, though, and at the top, it's tasty again. Just like the Drivers' Championship, only 40 points separating the Silver Arrows and the mighty Red Bull. Goodness me, what a fight we're setting ourselves up for. Well, I mean, it wasn't even close. Perez, you have been absolutely fleeced, my friend. With 1 race remaining, we finally lead this rivalry. He might have actually tried to put a curse on me of some kind. I don't want to know what kind, but it doesn't really matter because our acclaim is now level 15 as a team. Ribena Racing, what success it has brought me in F1 23. F1 22 was a rocky road to say the least, but we're completing sponsor objectives, we're winning races, and we've got so much money. Guess what, ladies and gents?
Don't care, mate.
Level 15, though, in Team Acclaim means a tertiary sponsor. Unbelievable. And we decided, after a long and carefully thought-out decision, to go with, that. And that will do it. That will do it. We lead the Drivers' Championship. That feels fantastic to say, and hopefully, long may it continue. Even if we don't end up winning the championship at this point, like, I don't really care anymore, to be honest with you. It's a bonus at this point. The fact we're even leading it in the first place is a fairy tale in itself. But perhaps we can complete the full circle Brawn GP fairy tale and get a win as a new constructor at our first time of asking. If you did enjoy this episode of the MyTeam journey, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Content is coming to your screens every single day, so be on the lookout. Until that next video, though, whatever it may be, I once again thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and until next time, I'll see you soon.